Warning: the following visual novel contains subject matter that some viewers may find sensitive and perhaps even distressing. For example, this visual novel touches upon issues of xenophobia, anti-LGBT prejudice, toxic masculinity, abusive behaviour, and also sexual assault and the trauma that it inflicts upon its victims. This does mean that certain scenes within the game will likely make many players feel uncomfortable. If you have ever been a victim of xenophobia, anti-LGBT prejudice, abuse or violence, especially including of a sexual nature, then please be aware of this before you watch this playthrough. And please rest assured that the words and actions of certain characters within this visual novel should not be taken to reflect the views of either myself as a Let's Player or of the devs who made the game. For full disclosure, I am a supporter of LGBT rights. I am a supporter of challenging and tackling xenophobia and prejudice of any kind, and I am also well aware of the trauma suffered by victims of violence and abuse, and the need to therefore treat them with sympathy and support. The General Red Strategist channel is meant to be a safe space where people of all walks of life can come and enjoy my content. Thank you for listening to this. I just wanted to make this clear, as I felt that some of the issues touched upon in this visual novel could be shocking for some. Okay, Chapter 6, Kira. God, I wonder how many chapters there are in this episode 1. Maybe I'm just blitzing through it. Maybe it's going to, end at like chapter 10 or something. I was so tired. I regretted having volunteered to distribute the food, even though I shared everything. I didn't actually check the dates then, what that was, when it actually taking place. I regretted having volunteered to distribute the food. Even though I shared everything equally, some people were mad at me for small portions, as if it was my fault. Don't they realise that it's impossible to feed 16 people with this food? Sounds like cabin fever might be setting in a bit here. We agreed to plan the provisions over 3 days. Everyone will get the last portion the day after tomorrow. The fact we found something edible for the first time since the search began gave us hope. But on the other hand, the portion size was disappointing. One of the bottles of whiskey was decided to be finished today, despite Lisa's objections, so we celebrated the finding and warmed up a bit. Anyway, tonight's dinner gave everyone some energy. We decided to continue our search tomorrow morning. Now, I was sitting a few metres away from the plane entrance, wrapped in several blankets. It was interesting to observe the mood of those around me. Some were chilling and chatting with each other as if we had already been rescued. Most of the people in this group were those who had gone on the search. Sorry, getting gas. Just been gulping water down, just bubbles coming at my throat. There was a separation between the healthy and the wounded. Lisa served as a bridge connecting us two. I approached the guys who were discussing something enthusiastically. How about Never Have I Ever? This is a very boring game. You just don't know how to play it. Let's try it. I played it once with the guys in the band after a tour when everyone got wasted and it was a lot of fun. I'm sorry, but I'm not eager to get to know any of you right now. I'm going to bed. I'm gonna sleep too. I don't play these childish games. We've not really seen much of Vadim, have we, actually, over the course of this playthrough so far? Did you play anything at all? Vadim grew thoughtful. Only sometimes MMA on PlayStation. I wouldn't mind playing. Me too. Who else is in? Tonya, Nastya, Mark and Boria raised their hands. I'll try too, but I really don't understand what's good about this game. I'm going to bed. Very tired, sorry. And you, Kira? I'll pass. Why? I'm tired and not in the mood for playing. I don't feel like sleeping though. I'll just sit here with you. If you decide to join the game, let me know. Okay. Lisa said good night to everyone and went to the back of the plane. Vadim left, casually saying see you tomorrow. Lisa left simply. What are we playing for, by the way? What do you suggest? Usually this game is played with alcohol. Whoever bends five fingers drink. Oh, right. Let me try that again. Whoever bends 5 fingers drinks. Well, you realise that option doesn't work for us. We have too little alcohol left. I understand, bruh. Then maybe the winner gets some extra food. What do you think? Yeah, I don't think so, mate. I think that would be a bit unfair. It won't be fair to the others. Those who don't participate in the game haven't consented to have their portions cut. Then let's have those who participate share a little bit each for an extra portion for the winner. Vitya wouldn't let up. I'm against it. In general, this game can be played for fun. You just put your fingers down and that's it. The winner will receive recognition and honour. Yeah, the respect from the cool people is a worthy prize. I'm in. It's hard to tell if that was sarcasm. And who's the winner? The one who puts in the least or the most? the least would mean that person has a pretty boring life. I've every chance. How about after we get rescued, everyone who participates treats the winner with a beer? Vitya, when we get saved, I'm ready to buy you a beer for nothing. No, that's not interesting. Free beer's always good, of course, but it's even better when you get it for winning an argument or a game. Well, I agree. The others didn't seem to mind either. That's good. Let me get started. Never have I ever played soccer. Does a soccer simulator count? No, it's a simulator. Wait, you seriously have never played real soccer? Nick nodded confusedly. Everyone else bent their fingers. Huh. Okay, interesting. So, Tonya, Nick and Kira are the ones who have never played soccer, I'm guessing. Is that the way Never Have I Played works? You say something that you've never done, and the people who have done it, therefore, get a point? I can't remember. It's a game that I've never really played before, Never Have I Ever. I've seen like American TV shows and things where people play it, but no, I don't think it's really a game that we ever really play here in the UK. At least it doesn't strike me as something I've ever really encountered. Vitya, your turn. Well, righty, let's get on with the topic. I've never played soccer on a console or a computer. Okay, I see. Boria looked at Nastya with suspicion. Don't you play computer games at all, or just soccer? I play, but not sports simulators. I don't like them at all, so I've never had the interest to try. Plus their community is usually just a bunch of toxic men. I disagree, but I'm not going to argue. Andre, it's your turn. Tonya, oh, I nearly went for a real weird accent then. Tonya, since you decided to rely on gender stereotypes with soccer, here's the questioner for you. I never dyed my hair. Hey, I actually bent my finger at soccer. Now I have to do it again. That's not fair. True, that came out unfair. I promise not to do it again. Okie doke. No way. About Vitya, you can tell right away that he takes his style very seriously, but what's the deal with you? About 2 years ago, I lost a bet and walked around with green hair for a month. What was that about? I'd like to see that. I still have a picture from that time, but I'll never show it to you in my life. Well, why'd you tell me about the photo? Now you have to show it to me. No. I'll be heartbroken. Ask your question, will you? Okay, I'll think about it. I've never used dating sites or apps. Okay. I guess it's a form of bonding. So the thing is, this was tagged as obviously like psychological survival horror, so I imagine it's going to be like very much a slow builder. And of course this is episode 1, at least it's listed on the Steam page, so there's probably going to be future episodes of this, so there's probably going to be a cut-off point. I'm wondering if maybe it's going to lead up to maybe these characters finding the bunker that we saw in the very opening prologue. That doesn't look like a lot of you. Don't you want to confess? If not, the whole point of the game is lost. Mark, you really never used them? Right. Is that some kind of moral position? No, I just haven't had a chance. Of course, because I'm all busy and determined, I wanted to say, but I held back. Now me. I've never been to Europe. What do you mean by Europe? Does Ukraine count? That's not interesting, that's where you're from, and I'm asking about travelling. Let it be I've never been to a Schengen country then. What's Schengen? Have you ever travelled to countries where you have to apply for a visa? No. Then you must answer no. Okie doke. There aren't many travellers either. Who exactly has been where? France, Italy, Sweden, Finland, Czech Republic, Greece. Maybe I forgot something else. I envy you. It's not that difficult really. You can get a Schengen visa pretty quickly and buy a tour at a discount if you follow the promotions. In the pandemic of course it got harder, but I hope that it'll be over soon. Everyone sighed heavily. And where have you been? I've been to a lot of places too. In the same countries as Tonya, plus a few more in Europe, also in Korea and Thailand. My dad likes to travel and he's always taken me with him since I was born. I was once at a conference in Oslo. Oslo is in Denmark? No, it's Norway. In Norway. Right. It's the same conference when he first stopped returning my calls and messages. Oh, Kira? Oh, wait, no. We're playing as Kira right now, aren't we? I was annoyed. I shouldn't be sitting here and watching this stupid game. It's my turn now, isn't it? I've never used a push-button phone. I imagine that's probably a lot of the younger people there who've never used that. Okay. I think we have an ageist in our company. No disrespect for the elderly otherwise. I, by the way, was also using the button phone until recently. I switched on to a new one just to use messengers. Nokia 3310 is one of the best inventions of mankind, dude. If only could catch the connection here. Let's not talk about sad things. Mark, it's your turn. That's not even a French accent anymore. I've never had a pet. If they weren't mine but my sister's, for example, does that count? If you lived in a house that had pets, that counts. Oh, that gets me thinking about all the pets I've had before. Or my family has had before. Don't you have any at all? Absolutely. When I lived with my parents I didn't get one because my mum was allergic to fur. Could have had fish. Fish are boring. Hey, fish are alright. Not true, I love watching my fish, it's never been boring. We started talking about animals and I remembered how I missed my Coco. Who is Coco? My Chihuahua. Good thing I didn't bring her with me. She would have had a hard time here. Not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Chihuahuas. I'm not a fan of small dogs in general. The Chihuahua fits Tonya's image well, or rather, the image she's trying to create around herself for some reason. In fact, she certainly doesn't look like a typical bimbo at all. Did you name her after Coco Chanel? No. Oh, wow. After Coco Bandicoot. Good choice. You have good taste. Andre looked at her suspiciously, trying to figure out if she was joking. And who is this? A character from the game. I didn't play it myself. My nephew helped me to choose the nickname. He really likes games about Crash. Gosh, I do have Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy in my Steam library, and I do intend to play it one day, just as soon as I eventually finish the Spyro Reignited trilogy. Me too. When I was a kid, my brother and I loved playing it. He played as Crash and I played as Coco. I also had to play as Luigi, even though I wanted to play as Mario. Aren't you a little young for Mario games? I remember how popular they were when I was still in high school. Dude, Tonya, please. There's loads of Mario games from more recent years. Well, there are new Mario games coming out all the time. Also, my brother and I got a PC pretty late, so we had to be content with our PlayStation 1 and Dendy for a long time. What the hell's a Dendy? I've never heard of that one before. Dendy. Wait, no, that's not. G. Hold on. Can I not sort of... Oh, God. I don't want to do that. No. What have I done? What am I doing? Okay, just need to go back. I don't know what the hell a Dendy is, but I pressed G. Oh god, I've saved a screenshot, apparently. I didn't mean to do that. Just took a random screenshot. By the way, we have finished the first round. Shall we continue? I'm going to sleep. My eyes are closing. I still think this game is boring, but I enjoyed playing with you. We did too. Good night, Nick. He waved to everyone and went to bed. Did the others want to play another round? There was no objection. Kira, why don't you join in too, to keep the number of people playing? I didn't really feel like playing, but I didn't want to sleep either. Plus, thanks to the alcohol, I got a little bolder. Do you plan to play one more round and that's it? Probably yes. Okay then. But it's not really fair if you start from the beginning when everyone else has already had their fingers bent. Already has their fingers bent, rather. What if you all remember the questions and put your fingers down? I don't remember at all. Come on, just roughly. Okay. Put 4 fingers down. Let's keep going. We don't have any more minors with us, so we can move on to something more interesting little by little. I'll start. I've never kissed a girl. Apparently alcohol hasn't affected just me. Now that's a different story. That's what I love about this game. Are you discriminating by gender again? Why, we again have a person who breaks stereotypes. Shouldn't have confessed. Since everyone figured out the real point of this game, let's move on. I've never been in a relationship longer than a month. Oh, come on. Why does everything in this stupid... I should probably say, why is everything in this stupid game giving me flashbacks? Highly respected Vitya. Forever young, forever drunk, and forever free? Well, fucking said. And... Andrewka? Hey, bend your fingers. That was a very interesting nickname, but there you go. Vitya didn't look like a man who gets drunk quickly, but right now he's clearly the most wasted among everyone in the group. I hope he doesn't get into a fight with anyone. Tonya, I don't want revenge, but you made me. Never have I ever slept in the same bed with a guy. As soon as I joined the game, the subject matter changed dramatically. Okay. Vitya, you did a great job. It's already the second time around you didn't let Andre get points only on girls. Always at your service, beautiful Antonina. Tonya sent him an air kiss. I'll still clear the air here. This was our first outing with a band and we decided to save money by getting a room with 2 double beds. No big deal. You tops and tails it? Is that what you did? Well, yeah, sure. Hey, actually, I'm actually serious. I'll trust you, just kidding. Let's change the subject a little bit. Never have I been in a police station. Although I went there with my mom to break my brother out when he got arrested for fighting. Let's say, never have I ever been detained. Thanks, Nastya, for the statement on which I finally don't have to bend my finger. Well, who got arrested for what? Having a beer with friends at night. We were underage at the time and they decided to arrest us. For fighting after the concert. The husband of one of the fans picked a fight. Andre and you? Me? Same. For fighting. Must be a sore subject for Andre. He's lucky that Nastya changed the wording after all. Otherwise I would have had to put my finger down for the same story as Andre's. Of course I was one of the main witnesses at the time and he was one of the main suspects. Is everyone done with their stories? It's my turn. Never have I ever smoked weed. And don't you worry, Boria. I've never smoked weed either. Smelled it, but never smoked it. There was one time when I was an undergraduate student, I was sat in a lecture, I could smell something coming further down the aisle, and I thought of new. I think I know what that is. Boria threw a questioning look at Nastya, smiled embarrassedly and looked down. I don't think there's much to tell, so let's get right on with it. Kira, go ahead. Shit, I should have thought of my line beforehand. There are a few ideas, but which one is better? Oh, you're not giving me a save option. Never have I ever been to a casino. Never have I ever fired a real gun. Never have I ever been fired from my job. I've kind of gravitated to that middle one. I want to know, who's fired a real gun in here? Has anyone? Now, having said that, the fact that you have identified this as a lie, well, rather as a line that you could say, makes me think, are you saying you've had fake guns? I don't know. Let's go with that one, sure. What do you mean by real firearms? I have very little knowledge of firearms and related terms, but I don't want to show it. I pretend to understand it. Yeah, that's what I mean. And then I'm in. I like to blow off some steam on the shooting range sometimes. Okay, interesting. Not bad, Tonya. You like to blow off steam too? Tonya snorted dismissively. I'm a candidate for Master of Sports in Shooting. Sports title in the Russian Federation, apparently. Tonya caught some surprised looks and seemed a little embarrassed. What, you think a pretty girl can't know how to shoot? Stereotypes again. She demonstratively rolled her eyes. She can, of course, no offence. I'm just kidding, honey. Why are you taking everything so seriously today? You're just too good of an actress. Now me. Think of something interesting. It's the last question, after all. I'll try, but I can't promise. Never have I ever failed a course at uni or retaken an exam. What a narcissistic asshole. Damn, son. You want to brag to everyone about how smart you are, huh? Not at all. Just saying something that will help me win. Free beer doesn't come along every week, you know. I'm so sick of your stupid jokes. You would have won anyway. Don't pretend that's the point. Guys, don't fight. Let Vitya tell us how he managed to do so well at university, so he never got to retake the exams. I didn't get into university. Everyone burst into laughter, everyone but me and Mark. It loosened up the atmosphere. So Mark is the winner, my respect. Boria took the non-existent hat off his head. Like I said, I'm the man with the most boring life. It's official now. Only in our company. As it is, you've got a lot to look forward to. You did bend a few fingers after all. Thanks for the game. It's participation that counts, not winning, so hugs to everyone. Tonya honoured everyone present with a hug. Soon everyone wished each other good night and went to bed. I couldn't sleep for a long time yet, because of the snoring coming from different directions, because of the argument with Mark, and because of the thoughts of tomorrow. Yet after an hour, my tiredness took over. It's interesting. It's definitely a slow burner, this. Day 7. Kira. It's the 31st. It's New Year's Eve. I do feel like, though, that's interesting, because we're learning things potentially there about people. Like that question, has anyone ever fired a gun before in real life? I wonder, is that going to be like a Chekhov's gun thing? Is that going to come into play later in the story? Someone's going to have a gun and they're going to have to use it. It's been 2 days since the last outing. Those who didn't rush it should have at least one portion of the products that we found with Mark. I restrained myself from eating it all at once, so a frugal supper awaited me on my return. The feeling of hunger was no longer that strong. The first days after the crash, I could not think of anything but food. Now my stomach finally realised that we are going through really hard times and almost stopped bothering me, being content with very little. And yet I understood that we would not last long like this. So far, only one of our outings has been successful, and the amount of what we found that time was far from impressive. There was less and less hope that we will be rescued. Usually when they can't find a crashed plane for a long time, the search is stopped, and we've been here 6 days. There's also no information about how far the nearest settlement was, only guesswork. In any case, the attempt to cross the mountains will have to be postponed until at least February, otherwise it will be suicidal, and even February is still a month away. Yes, today is December 31st. This is by far the strangest New Year I've ever had. When my dad and I went to Thailand a year ago and went diving on December 31st, it seemed to me that there would be nothing more extreme in my life. How wrong I was. For some reason, these thoughts helped me to calm down a little. I imagine that everything that happens here is a kind of extreme tourism. Surely there would be rich men who would pay tons of money to participate in a show, like the survival game, spend a week in the Altai Mountains. Dad, for example, loves this kind of stuff. He'd like to participate, and he tried to convince me too, and I might even agree. The sad part was we didn't have a walkie-talkie by which we could call the host and let them know, and tell them rather, that we want to leave the game. And the medical team isn't on duty somewhere nearby, and the corpses I saw after the crash were real. Does it mean that now I can see thestrals? It's a Harry Potter reference for anyone who doesn't know. Nick, are you busy? I'm not. Do you need my help, Kira? No, I just wanted to invite you to join the New Year celebration today. We'll chat, play some games, and there'll be sort of a festive table. Did you save up some of the food? Yeah, one portion for each one. Kira was very pleased with herself for coming up with this. But please don't tell the others just yet, especially those who've run out of food. At 11 we'll start our party, so don't miss it. She said don't miss it, like it could be somewhere else. The number of things that we can do to entertain ourselves could be counted on the fingers of one hand. Sitting in the airplane and chatting with someone, leaving it to stretch our legs or to smoke, also wandering around and trying to find something. This is what I planned to do. I wanted to do something useful. It was also possible, for example, to melt some snow or to fix the interior of the plane, but it all seemed to me like a simulation of a good work. Whatever that means. It was what we did in the camp, when there were no important things to do, where we didn't want to sit still. I was going to call someone as a companion, but changed my mind. In the evening, I'll have plenty of time to chat, and now I want to talk and reflect. Or take a walk and reflect, rather. Also, the weather seemed to have softened a bit. Need another sip of water. There we are, that's better. After a short walk, I returned to the plane. I found nothing. Besides, on the way back, I tripped and fell in the snow. When I approached the plane, I noticed Andrei and Mitrich, who was smoking near the entrance. Kolya, dear, how are you? I gave up telling Mitrich that I prefer Nick to Kolya. Fine. Dude, you're shaking. That was the wrong voice. I fell into snow. Let's go to Lisa. She'll figure out how to help you. I immediately refused this offer. No need. Actually, I don't know why I didn't want to go to Lisa. Perhaps it's had something to do with my childhood fear of doctors, or Lisa's strictness frightened me, or I thought it was not worth distracting her from taking care of the wounded. It is. Don't even think about refusing. Refusing would be really stupid. None of my fears were a valid reason for refusing. I listened to Andre and followed him into the plane. Lisa, Nick's going into trouble. Can you help him? Oh, that was completely the wrong voice. Lisa was talking to Kira, got distracted and came up to me. Nick, you're lucky that Andre cares so much about your health. You wallaby? Yeah, I am. So first you need to change clothes, then warm up. Then, Lisa continued to speak, but I no longer listened to her. Looks like I'll have to become one of her patients after all. This day passed too slowly. I was looking forward to the holiday so much that I couldn't concentrate and didn't do anything useful during the day. I didn't even help the guys gather wood for the fire. It reminded me of home. If I celebrate the New Year with Mom and not with Dad, then on December 31st I wander aimlessly around the apartment, sometimes trying to steal some food. Every time Mom pulls me back, telling me that this is for the festive table. After a few hours, I finally managed to slip away without attracting Lisa's attention. She forbade me to leave the plane, but I really hated being locked up there. When I went outside, I saw Kira. Well, do you smoke too? Did not know. Very rarely, only when I'm under a lot of stress, and there's plenty of it here. I get it, and that's why I want to try too. Don't be silly. Why would you do that? If you haven't tried it before, it's better not to start. There are other ways to get rid of stress, such as, well, for example, Kira tried to think of at least one thing that would be available to us now. She was obviously struggling with it, so I decided to help. Never mind, there aren't many cigarettes left anyway. Why start if at some point we'll run out of them and I'll suffer even more? You're right, it's also a good reason not to smoke. We stood in silence for a while. Nick, look at the sky. I raised my head. A large and round moon was visible in the black sky. It's beautiful. Very much. Do you believe in signs? Only in good ones. This is a good approach. Is the full moon a good sign or a bad one? I think there are different interpretations. Then let's assume it's a good one. I smiled. Oh god, I just went backwards. Didn't realise I could do that. I really liked talking with Kira when she threw off the mask of an active, self-confident manager and became herself. Mark is such a fool after all. You know, if we get saved, I'd like us to chat sometimes. Maybe someday we can all get together and celebrate the anniversary of salvation. Even Mark will be invited. I'll consider it. Soon Kira finished smoking and we entered the plane. So guys, I called you all to have a little celebration. I hope it'll keep our morale up. Kira is back to her original self. You can take your seats while I set the festive table. About an hour after the start of the celebration, the elderly part of the survivor team went to bed. We wished them good night and started discussing what we can do now. Let's play something. Just not Never Have I Ever. Yeah, let's play something else. Does anyone have any ideas? Maybe Contact? What is it? A word game. I can explain the rules. Go on. One random player is selected as the game master. He or she chooses a word and tells us the first letter. Let's say I chose the word plane and I tell you that the letter is P. After that, all of you try to guess my work. But you can't just say words, you have to explain them. For example, someone wants to explain the word prey. You can say something like opposite of hunter. Game master's task is to guess the explained word before contact happens. And how exactly does it happen? If someone has guessed the word before the game master, they can say contact. After that, they count from 5 to 1 together. If both of them say the same word, in my example it was the word prey, the game master should tell you the next letter. Sounds complicated. It only seems so. It'll become clearer as the game progresses. Okay then, let's try. Who will be the games... Oh, right, that's Kira. Who will be the game master? I can start. The first letter is A. It's when you play the music slowly. No, it's not. It's not adagio. How would you know? I went to music school. Those voices got a bit too similar. Let me try. Consists of neutrons, protons and electrons. That's an atom. No, it's not atom. That was the wrong voice as well. God, I'm like blending some of these voices. I've been recording for a while. What time did I start actually recording this afternoon? God. I've been recording for ages. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to have to go and get some food soon. Kira says, it won't work that way. We need to choose more difficult words or explain it in a veiled way. I decided that I should try too. Ooh, which word should I try explaining now? Hold on. Can I go to page 2? Angel explained by mentioning a song by Anacondas. Animal explained mentioning Orwell's Animal Farm. Assist football team. I'll go for the middle one. I like literature. Animal Farm. First word of the title of Orwell's dystopia. Wait, that could be confusing though. Because they might think of 1984. Well, actually, having said that, no, he's not wrong actually, now that I think about it, because the dystopia in 1984 is Airstrip 1, isn't it? Right? So, yeah, it would be an A. A Animal Farm, Airstrip 1. No, forget what I'm saying, he's completely right. No, it's not animal. Okay, Andre is a well-read guy. Anyway, it was worth trying. Andre was pretty good at this game. Getting the second letter turned out to be more difficult than I thought. There is a fruit which starts with the same 4 letters as one of the months. I never liked rebuses. I think I figured it out. What should I name? The fruit. Then let's count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Apricot. There you go. And the month is April? Of course. Great way to explain it, Mark. Should I name the next letter now? Yes. Okay, the next letter is P. Wasn't able to connect with anyone at the first attempt, so I decided to try again. Which word should I try to explain? Aboriginal, explained by mentioning Crash Bandicoot video game series. Abscissa, math term. Abbot, explained by mentioning 3 Musketeers. Ooh. Let's go with the Crash Bandicoot reference, why the hell not? I remember that Nastya likes retro games. I haven't played the original Crash Bandicoot series, but recently finished the remaster, the Insane Trilogy. Nastya, didn't you play Crash Bandicoot? What word can you call one of the bosses? Papu Papu? Nastya obviously did not expect to hear such an explanation, but the surprise on her face was quickly replaced by a smile when she understood which word I meant. Contact. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Aboriginal. There you go. I don't understand what just happened. What do you mean by crush? Isn't it some kind of Zuma word? Nastya and I laughed. It's not Crush, it's Crash. It's a video game character. Well, I know nothing about that. The next letter is U. So we have Abu. Right. Maybe it's when you treat the person you love wrong. Contact. Uh-oh. Kira, go. Fine, Lisa, let's count. Seems that Lisa's explanation was very simple again. For some reason, Andre didn't say anything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do we say different words so it doesn't count? Turns out I screwed up again. Oh wait, that's Lisa speaking. Good God. I think we should count it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You'll guess my word. Yeah, there aren't too many words starting with Abu. Okay, who should be the game master now? I want to guess the word, right? In general, this rule is optional, but okay, let's play like this. Then me or you? Andre, which one was your word? Abuse or abusiveness? Abuse. Why did you wink when you said that, Andre? Okay, then I'll be the game master. The first letter of my word is M. I was really engrossed in the game, so when Kira told the first letter, a few words immediately came to mind. Motorcyclists, molecule, mouse, as in the device. Motorcyclist explained by mentioning a word from biker slang. Molecule, mouse. Let's go with the motorcyclist one. I wonder if Vitya has anything to say about this. Still find it hard to believe, but my mom was once a biker. Yeah, the same mom who, as it seemed to me, is afraid of everything in the world. Mom who is ready to start calling all the hospitals and police stations in the city when I come home a little late. This woman used to ride a motorcycle. I learned this when among the old clothes I found her helmet. To the question, Mom, what's this? She calmly replied, my brain bucket. I used to wear it back when I was a biker. I thought it was a joke, and then the helmet actually belonged to Dad. And that the helmet actually belonged to Dad, rather. Then she proved she wasn't joking by showing her old photos. And then my mom looked about 18 or 19. She was smiling and sitting on a Java. They wear brain buckets. I looked at Vitya on purpose, expecting a reaction from him, and it paid off. Vitya responded almost immediately. Contact! Kira clearly didn't understand what we were talking about. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Motorcyclists. I know nothing about motorcycles. Little bro, and how do you know about it? Are you a motorcycle enthusiast too? Nope. Maybe your dad is a biker then? Or probably the elder brother? I know about my mom is. You kidding me? I'm not. A word of a man. Vitya nodded in respect. Your mom's a badass, little bro. Next letter is E. There is a film about a Japanese girl from a poor family. Oh god, okay. Memoirs of a Geisha. Oh, I've heard of that film, yeah. And the book, obviously, that it's based on. Or was the book sort of written after them? I have no idea. An American film which tells the story of a young Japanese girl, Chio Sakamoto, who is sold by an impoverished family to a geisha house, Sokia, to support them by training as and eventually becoming a geisha under the pseudonym Sayuri Nita. Okay, so Memoirs of a Geisha. I think I know what you mean, but what should I say? First word of the title. Contact. 5, 4. Oh. No, it's not memoirs. Damn, it took me too long. Wow, you interrupted there. Maybe this is a term invented by Richard Dawkins? After saying that, Mark looked at me for some reason. Who's Dawkins? His name sounds familiar. A science communicator and a biologist. I've never been interested in biology enough to study anything other than the school curriculum. Anyway, why is he looking at me and not at Lisa? Contact. Help came from an unexpected source. This was Lisa's first phrase since the beginning of the game. Mark was also surprised, but he started counting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meme. Ah, okay. It turns out that the word meme was invented by some biologist. Yeah, originally this word meant a self-replicating unit of information, which Dawkins compared to a gene. It's a useless but cool fact. We'll remember. Yes, I think I will remember that. Okay, the next letter is also E. So we have me. Right. Maybe it's an animal. It was a series about them too. No, it's not Meerkat. I love that series so much, by the way. Is there another reference here? Meerkat Manor. Oh, wow. I didn't realise they were going to reference that in this game. British television programme using traditional animal documentary-style footage along with narration. The series told the story of the Whiskers and one of more than a dozen families of meerkats in the Kalahari Desert. Cool. I loved it too. I knew we had the same taste in movies. During the days we were here, Kira and Tonya managed to become friends. Pipes are made of it. No, it's not meerschaum. I just thought about pipes and now I want to smoke again. Can you imagine? Sorry. No problems, I just shouldn't smoke so often. You can say that people lying outside have this with their maker. The plane went totally silent. Everyone was trying to understand why Elisa decided to explain such simple words in this way. Yeah, probably a good way to cool the atmosphere a bit. On the one hand, in recent days, Alice has been communicating with others more often. On the other hand, her jokes and remarks have become even more rough. Sometimes it seems to me that she expertly finds the words that give the rest the maximum discomfort. Contact 54321. Meeting. Is it really necessary to explain it this way? Elisa shrugged her shoulders. What's wrong with my explanation? Wonder if she really didn't understand or was pretending. Spoils the mood, and everyone wants to keep our problems and troubles in mind all the time. It's especially hard to think about the dead. Elisa managed to make even Tonya angry. Kira noticed it too and hurried to get everyone back to the game. Let's better continue playing. The next letter is K. I came up with a word and was about to explain it, but Lisa beat me to it. Maybe it's a synonym of humility? Well done, Lisa. My word was meekness, indeed. Don't know why, but it crossed my mind when I was staring at the sky. Maybe because we're all so small and insignificant compared to the stars? Tonya looked up dreamily, as if she could see through the ceiling of the plane. Yes, the sky today is really beautiful, and the stars, and especially the moon. I was always a bit scared of the full moon. I think that's the beauty of the full moon. There is something frightening about it, but at the same time, fascinating. There's some silence after these words. Probably everyone tried to imagine the stars and the moon. After a few seconds, Kira spoke. Let's continue. Since Lisa guessed right, then let her choose the word now. Okay, I just managed to come up with... Oh, right, it's Lisa. Okay, I just managed to come up with a word. What's the first letter? B. Karma is compared to that thing. A bitch. Oh, boomerang? Okay. Well, I was thinking of a completely different word, but it's not boomerang, so it could still be bitch. Who knows? No, it's not boomerang. It's the name of a winter sport. Nothing comes to mind. I don't know much about sports. I have an idea. Contact 54321. Biathlon or bobsleigh? Damn, I should have clarified. No, it's my fault. Biathlon is way more popular. Meanwhile, I decided it was time to get back into the game. Bakugan? Or locked? Wait, why is one of these options locked? Was I supposed to maybe make a choice earlier? Huh. Okay, that's interesting. Wasn't expecting to see that. Okay, let's go with Bakugan. Why not? It's a creature similar to Pokemon. I said Pokemon. Pokemon. No, it's not Bakugan. I looked at Lisa in surprise. I was almost sure she hadn't heard of this word. She noticed my surprised look. I have a little brother, you wallaby. Now it makes sense. Interesting when two heavy pieces occupy the same file. I know how to play chess, however it's not my favourite game. I knew about the battery, so I was going to announce the contact, but Kira beat me to it. Contact 54321. Battery. It's unusual to see Mark and Kira interact, even in such a minor episode. I was happy that things were finally getting better between the two of them. Oh, jeez. Gas from my throat there. Blech. I know nothing about chess. Fine, the next letter is R. Cosmos. I was coming up with some astronomical term. Something happened that I did not expect at all. Well, I kind of came up with it. What to do? Now we're going to... Oh, wrong voice. Now we are going to count from 5 to 1 and say the word. Lisa was so surprised by Vadim joining the game that she didn't even try to interfere with the contact. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brigada. What's this? Nick, once again you make me feel old. This is a series that was very popular in the noughties. I've not heard of it. A Russian 15-episode crime miniseries that debuted in 2002. The miniseries follows the story of 4 best friends from 1989 to 2000, follows their rise in the world of crime from a local gang of petty thugs to a true mafia, mainly concentrating on the leader of the group, Sasha Belov. Well, interesting to know. What does it have to do with space? Cosmos is the name of one of the main characters. Got it. I used to watch it too, but that was so long ago. So the next letter is I. A few words that start with Brie came to my mind. Brilliant, diamond cut, bridge, card game, or Brie, cheese. Cheese! It's something edible, and it's also the name of an actress. Contact. I haven't had contact with Andre yet. I don't get which actress you mean, but I know there's a cheese called Brie. Yeah, and the actress is Brie Larson. Not this time. Oh. That flashed through a few people then, apparently. Maybe it's a French bread. Contact. 5, 4. No need to count. Brioche is my favourite, is my word. Turns out I'm not the only one thinking about food today. I would love some brioches. By the way, we need to decide who will be the next Game Master, Tonya or Mark. God, yeah, I could go for some brioche right now. Brioche is really nice. It's good bread. Mark, you'd better do it. I'll take a long time to come up with a word. Sure, I already have a word in my mind. The first letter is P. A car has 3 of them. No, it's not pedal. Didn't understand why 3 at first, then I just realised that you probably drive manual transmission. Of course I drive manual, those who drive automatic don't feel the car. I've always believed that this is what people say when they can't afford to buy a new car with automatic transmission. Or maybe they just like to make their lives more complicated. Well, you know, I have manual transmission in my car, and I prefer it. Because the thing is, like, you know, it's just good sort of, you know, building that muscle memory of using your gears and all that, you know? Ossetian. No, it's not pie. How we move from sweets to meat dishes? Sorry, I just can't stop thinking about delicious food. It's an animal and it's also Batman's enemy. No, it's not a penguin. This organ suffers if you have gallstones or drink too much blood. Blood? Drink too much blood? Where the hell did that come from? Drink too much alcohol. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a little slip of the tongue. I'm secretly a vampire. No, it's not pancreas. The last word in the title of the work on which is the game Stalker based. Pripyat? Is that what you're talking about? Philosophical science fiction novel by Soviet-Russian authors Arkady and Boris Strugatsky, on which the film Stalker by Andrei Tarkovsky and the game Stalker are based. Pripyat. Oh, Picnic? Okay. No, it's not Picnic. When are they going to release the second part, by the way? In year, I guess. Alien's Enemy. What, Predator? No, it's not Predator. We can even get an entry on that one, apparently. An American science fiction action anthology media franchise centered on the film series depicting humankind's encounters with an intelligent race of extraterrestrials, trophy-seeking, DNA engineering military personnel known as the Predator. In one of the movies, Predator meets another movie character, Alien. Try saying that when you're drunk, ladies and gentlemen. Friendship is magic. Oh god, ponies. Mark started thinking. I decided that we shouldn't miss our chance. Contact. 5. I remember where it came from. No, it's not pony. Mark was guessing our words too easily. We need to find topics about which he knows nothing. All of them go to heaven. I thought this phrase was from a cartoon, but the word dogs doesn't start with P. I actually thought of another word. Has anyone any ideas? No one suggested a contact. Come on guys, the word is punks. Is it a meme? It's not a meme, it's a song by a band called Yosh. Sometimes it seems that Vicio was in his own little world. It's a haircut. Short one, but no care. Perm. Contact. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pixie. Oh, pixie cuts. Of course, that too. We found Mark's Achilles heel. Okay, the next letter is O. God, this is a long scene of just playing this game, isn't it? Is this building up to something? They are located on the surface of the skin. Pores? No, it's not pores. It was once used in guns. No, it's not powder. Geographical unit. Contact. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Prefecture. Oh, polis. Oh, they disagreed. We're out of luck today. He asks, what's your profession? Nope, it's not Povar? What the hell's that? Philosophical... No, wait, that's Stalker. What? It's funny how certain things show up, but they don't take you to anything. Kira giggled. Such a funny video. Meanwhile, I finally decided to explore another word. Pointer, the dog breed, Pope, explained by mentioning Vatican, Pound, explained by mentioning the Merchant of Venice. Let's go with Pound. Shylock demands for that much flesh. A 16th century play written by William Shakespeare in which a merchant in Venice named Antonio defaults on a large loan provided by a Jewish moneylender Shylock, who demands for a pound of flesh in retribution. No, it's not Pound. Again, it didn't work. Why is everyone here so well read? Wait, that's Nick talking. It was helping a hunter to locate where the game is. If it was helping a hunter, then it's a dog, so I should name the breed. Which breed starts with P.O.? Poodle? Pointer? And it hit me. Pointer is called so because it was pointing. Contact. Tony was excited that someone responded to her explanation. 54321. Pointer. Good job, Nick. Did you know it? No, but I guessed using your hints. I answered with undisguised pride. The next letter is I. Cannot into space. Whoa. Whoa. What? I'm sorry? What the hell? An exception has occurred? Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, no. Son of a monkey. I haven't saved in a while. Has that fucked everything up? Well, correct some of the slightly awkward English as they go along. This thing, you know. Oh, Jesus! Okay, that was a good one. Fucking brat, what the fuck do you... Wow, okay, time to back off. If you're just here to mess around, get your fucking ass out of my sight. Oh, you're friendly. What the hell just happened? Yeah, good question. Methinks he's potentially crazy. Especially not bother him, Alex, that's what Mrs. Susan told me. Okay. Well, Mr. Bosch is a mentally unstable war veteran whose wife recently died. Oh boy. Now I understand that attitude. I suppose it's better that we return to the apartment. Oh joy. Is he going to be evil?